welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited about today's video because we're doing our first story time. Why I left 4-year university to go to community college. So if you want to hear the story, just keep on watching. I went to a really small school in Iowa. It literally had like 2,500 people. It was like this big. I don't know why I thought that I was going to thrive at a small liberal arts school. Like, I really thought that was going to be the move. The only reason I thought that is because my grades were not that great in high school. Like, I used to have great grades, and then like just through high school, I just didn't like high school. Well, I liked high school. I didn't like high school classes. I liked going to school, chilling in the hallway, making friends. I loved music in high school, but like the school part just wasn't it. And so I'm like, dang, I need a way to get a scholarship because I know I'm going to college, but my grades are not that great. So I'm like, the liberal arts school is the way because they, the private schools, they got all this money and they give a bunch of money for music. My grades aren't good, but my voice is good. I work hard in music, so we can make this happen. And so I'm auditioning at these schools, trying to get in, or really like trying to get a scholarship. They give me a big music scholarship. I could afford to go there. I'm excited. Everybody's excited. Like, this is great. I'm going. Then one day, I'm literally in gym class, and the admissions counselor texts me and says, hey, I really need you to call me after school. I have really big news. So I'm like, okay. So I get home. I'm anxious all day. I'm like, what? I don't know what else he got to say. I already got a scholarship. So he calls me. Well, actually, I call him back. And he's like, hey, Kira, I got some really great news. And I'm like, okay, what? And he's like, well, the person that had the full tuition scholarship for music decided on another school, and you were next in line, so it's yours. My grades weren't that good. Okay, I didn't even know how any of this financial aid stuff was going to work out. And this man calls me and tells me that I have full tuition scholarship for 4 years. So where do y'all think I wanted to go? To the small school in Iowa. Okay, so I move in, I get there, everything is going great at first. I audition for the choirs, I get into the concert choir like I want to. I get an amazing voice teacher, I get the best voice teacher that they have there. And I'm like, oh my God, this is home. Then this girl that I kind of sort of knew a little bit from home ends up going to school 30 minutes from me, Destiny. And now we're like the best of friends, we're really like sisters. And I'm like, oh my God, she's right by me. So we're hanging out all the time. We started getting close. We party at her school, all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, this couldn't get any better. So quickly, I realized this is not it. First of all, I get there and I literally hated choir. And the problem with me really hating choir was that I was there for vocal music education, to be a choir teacher. So this just wasn't going to work. Every time I had to go to choir, I was so miserable. I was miserable. I hated it. The choir teacher, he didn't know what he was doing. He was one of the worst conductors I've ever come across, and he was awful. I don't know how he got the job, just to be real with y'all. But anyway, so there was that. And like I said, it was small. I was seeing the same people every day, and it was just, the food was awful. I guess that doesn't really matter, but overall, I was just starting to realize this is not it. I'm seeing all my friends, and they're at these Big Ten schools, and they're in sororities, and they're living their best lives. They're going to all these big football games and all these frat parties. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in Iowa. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I didn't even have a car, so it's not even like I could be like, oh, forget this boring campus. Let me go somewhere. No, I didn't have a car. The campus was boring. The only time I was like actually happy was when I would go 30 minutes away to my friend's big school. University of Iowa, I still love you. Okay? So, yeah. And so I remember one weekend, I went to University of Iowa for like 3-4 days. That was the first time I had ever like spent the night there and stuff like that. And the day before I was leaving, me and my friend and some of her friends were sitting in her dorm talking. And that was the first time I ever said out loud, oh my God, I kind of don't like my school and I actually want to transfer. And so they were like, you know, they're like gassing me up, like, oh, just come here, everything's great here. So I call my mom. Then I'm feeling bold, yeah, I'm feeling real mighty courageous. So I call my mom the next day. I'm getting on the bus to go back to my school. Literally, I leave her dorm in time to make it to my 10 o'clock music theory class. I'm like, get on the bus in the morning, trying to get there. It was a mess, but you know. So I call my mom and I'm like, hey, so I have something I want to talk to you about. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, I'm kind of thinking about transferring. So, you know, she flips out. What about your scholarship? I mean, you just got there and blah, blah, blah. We don't have any money for you to do this, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay. So I know, right, and I'm not like blaming my mom. Obviously, she's concerned about her kid affording college, and I'm thinking about living my best life. I mean, there were things about the college that I went to that really were a problem, but she felt like, oh, you go to one party this weekend, hang out with some people, go to a college town, and you just think that you're just gonna pick up your whole life and move to University of Iowa. So I'm like, whatever. So I knew at that moment it wasn't gonna be received well, and so I'm like, dang. So I just keep it to myself. So that's in October. I come home for the holidays, you know, or Thanksgiving. You know, everybody's asking me how I like it. I'm like, oh, it's great, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm lying, low-key. And between Thanksgiving and, like, winter break, let me tell y'all how tired I was of lying. I was just like, in my head, I'm like, I don't like this school. And then, y'all, I had a wonderful roommate. Her name was Kayla. Everybody said we looked alike, and we didn't. It's just that there was no black people there, and me and her both happened to be black, and we both happened to have braids. We really look nothing alike. She was amazing. And she ended up leaving after first semester because she hated it. And I already didn't like it, so I'm starting to hate it. And I'm like, dang, she's like my only saving grace. Not that we were like the best of friends, but it's just like we, you know, it was like a good roommate situation. And then she's leaving, so I'm like, this freaking sucks. So, you know, I'm tired of lying to everybody. Like, I'm like, I hate this school. Their music program isn't even that good. And there was just so many, I could tell you way more things that I didn't like about it than I did. And that was just from first semester. So I'm like, I'm trying to figure out my life. I'm trying not to really talk about it so much with people because I know people aren't going to understand. I told my mom and I told my sister, but I was like keeping it a secret. I go back after winter break and I'm like, you know what? I can't be making decisions based on my friends' college experience. I can't get caught up in comparison. So I'm not going to worry about all my friends at their wonderful Big Ten schools. I'm just going to worry about myself, not going to compare, I'm not going to let social media make me think I'm having a bad time. I'm just going to really honestly see if I like this. And second semester was a million times worse. I'm really starting to see the problems with their music program. And the school is like low-key trying to like cut funds from the music program because they're cheap and they're broke. My voice teacher gets not fired, but they eliminate her position in the most bogus way. They completely like did her so dirty, literally in the middle of the semester, and told her, we're getting rid of your position. Like the best voice teacher that they had. And everything is just a mess. I'm miserable. I'm unhappy. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I was just like, I wasn't homesick, but I was like, I want to go back home and like be with my friends. I was lonely. Like, I was just in my dorm by myself all the time. And that's not even like me because I'm like a social butterfly. Literally, and I don't say that to brag or like boast. I've always had friends. I make friends easily. I love people. And I was like, on Fridays and Saturdays, unless I'm at University of Iowa, I'm in here bored, I'm lonely, I'm miserable. I feel like I don't have any friends. I had one really, really, really tight friend, Lily. That was my girl. She's still my girl. But other than that, I was like, this is freaking horrible. I finally got the courage to just be like, you know what? I'm transferring, and that's that. Like, I'm out of here. I call my mom and tell her. She's not happy about it. I tell some other people in my family, I'm just like, hey, I'm doing this. I'm coming home. I don't know if I'm coming to community college when I get home. I don't know. I just know that I'm not staying here. And I already told this college that I'm withdrawing. Forget the scholarship, whatever. And it was just not good. I literally was in my room crying, like in my dorm room, crying for at least a week straight. And just the last few weeks of school, I was so devastated. I would literally just go to class when I went, and then I would come back to my room and cry. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was shutting people out. I was just like, I don't even know. I just literally remember one morning. It was like I think it was like a Thursday morning. I came home from music theory. I was laying in my bed, and I literally remember laying there thinking like, oh my God, am I depressed? Am like, is this what depression feels like? Am I gonna always feel like this? Do I need help? Like, am I gonna be okay? Like, I was just like, and then that same day I had to like pull myself together, so I go meet with my mentor, and she's like, how was your week? And I just start bawling. Like, I can't even tell her what's going on because I'm literally bawling. I was being compared to siblings who didn't finish college, and absolutely no shade to them. They didn't want to go to college, and that was not their thing, but that was my thing. And so to be compared to my siblings as if I wouldn't finish college by people who didn't understand my situation, it hurt. Like, it honestly really hurt. And it hurt so bad that even when I came home, I was so, like, from college, I was so happy to get home. I was so happy to get out of that school. But it was still affecting me. Like, I was like afraid, I would see people and they'd be like, hey, how was school? When are you going back? And I would literally want to go in the corner and cry. And like, I felt like I had to explain myself to everybody. I felt like nobody was going to understand. Even people that didn't mean harm, they're like, hey, when are you going back? And I was like, oh, I'm not, and they'd be like, oh, you know how people are. And I was just like, this is annoying. And there were just several people that honestly really made me feel bad, and I really had to forgive them. And even a few weeks ago, and this is like 5 months ago, even a few weeks ago, when I decided I was going to make this video, I realized I still had them screenshots on my phone from all the people that said horrible things to me when I said I was coming home, said I was quitting school, all these things. And so I really had to just delete them and just be okay, we really have to move on. And so the biggest takeaway from all this is just that, like, release those expectations off of yourself. Literally, the high school, college, the whole education system is extremely flawed. The fact that you go from raising your hand as a senior in high school, raising your hand, asking to go to the bathroom, having no control over anything, being told what to do the whole high school day, and then they want you to pick a school that you've probably only been to 1 or 2 times if you're lucky. So you pick the school that you're going to go to for the next 4 years, and it's probably going to be way more than 4 years. Most people don't even finish in 4 years, but they don't tell you that, so I'm here to spoil that for you. And it's just like, it's such a big decision. There's so many factors. It's not just about school. I had so many people telling me, well, you're just there for your grades. You're just there for your education. No, you're there for grades. You're there for your education. You're there for social life. You're there to meet people that are going to be your colleagues in the future. You're there to make lifelong friends. You're there to discover yourself. All these things. It's not just about grades and classes. It's like, whoever made that up, whoever told you that is lying. It's good night. Tell them good night, because it's not true. And college is a journey. It's just about discovering who you want to be. It's about what you want to get out of it. And so I would just say, anybody who's like struggling with that, or like isn't sure, maybe you want to change your major, maybe you want to change your school, maybe you just have no idea what's going on, maybe you don't know what you want to do with your life, literally welcome to the club, okay? Like, it's okay. It's literally okay. And I'm still like telling myself that even now. It's okay to go to community college. There's nothing wrong with that. I can't even explain how much money I'm saving. I'm saving so much money. And it's just like, it's unbelievable. And actually, believe it or not, the music faculty at the community college I go to, and I go to a really good community college, is better than most of the music faculty at the 4-year I was at, because that school was horrible. It was trash. Honestly, it was so bad. So don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to risk. This is a time. If you feel in your soul, this is not it. This is not it. I'm not happy here. Whatever you're doing with your life, if you're not happy, if you need change, just go ahead and make it. At this age, I'm single. I don't have any kids. I'm living, all I have to pay is like my car payment. I don't have any real, responsibilities. Not really. So this was a time I was like, I have to follow my soul. My soul, and most importantly, God. I definitely was praying about this for months. And I knew I was following God. I knew I was taking a step out in faith. But yeah, like, listen to your soul, man. Talk to some people who really have your best interest at heart, and who just love you and just want you to be happy. Because it was not worth my mental health to stay at that school. Literally, I told you guys about how I was crying in the bed, couldn't get up. I really thought I was like sinking into depression. I was like a little bit emotionally unstable for months, even when I got home. Like that girl Destiny, my buddy, who went to school right by me. I remember us not even really talking most of the summer because I was just like, I don't have the mental energy to really talk to anybody. I was just like, I'm still like traumatized from being that sad, from feeling all this pressure and all this weight. And so I just encourage you, man, do what you got to do. Follow your heart, follow your path. Most importantly, follow God. And you just got to do it.